you mentioned George Floyd, Stephen. We actually did the reason why we had Harmeet on was because last week was the 5th anniversary of the George Floyd riots. And I was just initially Peter Schweizer and I, Peter's the president of this organization who you've had on your show a few times. We were kind of talking about like what has a greater legacy over the last 5 years? Is it COVID? Because 2020 was obviously the summer of COVID. Or was it Black Lives Matter? And we're kind of thinking about all the DEI stuff and how COVID's kind of gone away. And it was just a really interesting question to consider. But in researching that, I came across a story in Minneapolis. They now have a law, which actually Harmeet Dillon and the Department of Justice are investigating the Hennepin County Attorney's Office for. But they're saying, listen, it's now our policy because of the George Floyd legacy that we have to consider race when it comes to making decisions about charging and or sentencing. So they're literally saying as part of their policy, justice is not blind. In fact, the opposite is true. We have to evaluate your race, your ethnicity, and that's going to inform whether or not we make a decision or how we make a decision on executing criminal justice. So two people who have different races could receive different penalties as a result of only their race. And that's now the official policy. Harmeet Dillon, the Department of Justice under Donald Trump, says that is insane. That's not okay. It's not American. And they're actually now going to do something about it.
It's not American, but that's what's going on in England right now. They're saying if you commit this crime and you are a Anglo-Saxon British citizen, you go to jail for longer than a person of color that believes in Allah and is Muslim from a third world or a second world nation. It's already happening in England. Now it's coming to America. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And if you're in England and you don't like that policy, you can't say anything on social media about it because
they'll arrest you for that too.
No, it's wild. And, I heard you say, you talked about kind of your backstory, which I think is important. And I didn't come on here to, give you a lot of plaudits. If anything, I'd like to make fun of you in some way. But what I think is amazing is you realize that starting in 2020, man, the government is so corrupt, and what they're able to now do, it's not just like raising tax rates, right? It's like, no, the way we live our lives is dramatically impacted now by the decisions the government's making. And I think Europe, to your point, is an example. It's like the ghost of Christmas future. It's like, if we don't get a handle on this, then this will be what it looks like. And that's not just some scary show on Netflix. That's our lives. So I think that's actually what people rejected when they've selected and elected Donald Trump. Most recently, they said, man, we've seen what giving government this much power can do. And that's so anathema to what the country we fought for and want it to be is. And so I think, hopefully we stay very far away from that. And I think even England's realizing this is way too much. This is insane. And I think that's why you're starting to see like Nigel Farage and those people start to have a little more success, because to choose that is not a popular thing.